morning, everyone, and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Reverend Frances Lorenz, and it's my delight to welcome all of you in the hall, as well as those of you who are watching at home. You just heard Lema an Atar, which was written by Rabbi Shlomo Carlebach, a rabbi of love. So I didn't know he wrote music. So that was arranged by Dimitri Varelis. So welcome, everybody. We're going to be, I want to introduce the musicians. They are Terry O'Hara on piano, and Christina Brewer is our vocalist today. On platform as our practitioners, Mona Williams, and our meditator, and our in-house meditator-in-chief is Reverend Matthew Brackett, and we're so delighted he's here today. So we're going to get started with our opening prayer from Mona that will be followed by a meditation.
Good morning. Let's take a deep breath in and recognize that that breath that we're breathing is the breath of God. Knowing that there is only one divine presence, one omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient being, and that is God. And God is the very presence that is living and breathing in, as, and through me, and in, as, and through each person within the sound of my voice. And so right here and right now, I declare that today is a day of peace, understanding, and love, knowing that fear has been set aside, put away, dissolved into love, into compassion, into an all ever present being of love. So however it looks, if it has a presence of negativity, I'm knowing that the light of God and the peace of God and the presence of God dissipates that fear into the nothingness from which it came. And so today I say thank you. Thank you, God, for your ever-loving presence in my life. Thank you for Reverend Frances, for CSL Tacoma. Thank you for the practitioner corps. Thank you for the musicians of today. Thank you for life itself. And so now I release my word into the full activity of love and law, knowing that the words that I have spoken will not return to me void, knowing that it is all done. And I anchor this by saying, and so it is.
Good morning. I invite you to meditation this morning. Thank you for that beautiful prayer. It's a nice segue right into meditation. So let's allow our feet to touch the earth. Let's allow our arms to find a restful place. And let's begin to pay attention to the process of our breath. And this morning, I invite you to let that breath reacquaint you with all of the beautiful truth of love, intelligence, peace, order, and resolution that could ever be here right now. So let's just take a moment to allow this beautiful divine truth, this cosmic truth, to just simply pour into our being, breathing it in. And as we exhale, we let go of any fear, any trouble, anything that doesn't fit into the alignment of divine truth. I invite you to bring an image into your mind this morning. It's that beautiful image of viewing the earth from space. Just notice how beautiful it is. Notice the colors in the clouds. Notice everything, the oceans, the continents. Notice how it is illuminated. And this morning I have an invitation for you to hold this vision of our beautiful planet from afar in your hands. Just cradle it in your hands. And together, let's look up and outward and open the channels of peace, of resolution, of all and everything moving back into alignment. Just see that beautiful light pouring down and moving through your hands and pouring over our planet right now. Allowing all of the intelligence, all of the peace, all of the love, all of everything that needs to happen to bring it into full alignment with cosmic truth, with cosmic possibility, with the power and the presence that holds everything in this cosmos, in this universe, in its perfect foundation. So as we do this together, let's know that we are giving a gift this morning, that we are participating in something other than fear. We are participating in the revelation of that which is the foundation of all. Feel this in your heart, feel this in your mind. Accept this for yourself, knowing that as you do so, you are accepting this for the whole of humanity. You are accepting this for the whole of everything. You are acknowledging and recognizing that the foundational truth of life itself is peace, is love, is any and all solutions that are ever needed showing up. And so I invite you this morning to participate in something that is far deeper than any conditions on the surface, far deeper than any ego, far deeper than anything that doesn't align with truth. And together, let's move forward, holding this beautiful vision in our consciousness and allowing ourselves to move it forward. Breathing this in, allowing the activation to take place within our physical beings and to pour forth, participating in that illumination of our beautiful home, knowing that the intelligence of all can heal, shift, and change everything. So breathing this in right here and right now, allowing it to resonate. We feel grounded, we feel confident, we feel refreshed. We are free from fear. We are free from those things that do not line up with universal truth. And when we are ready, we come back to the room, ready to be champions for something greater, something real, something tangible, And so coming back to the room, we open our eyes. And let's choose to see things through those eyes, the eyes of universal truth and expression. May you be well, and so it is.
I'm going to change it. Okay. Yep. You're going to know this song, but I'm going to do some changes. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in our way. Gone are the dark clouds that have had us blind. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Bright, bright, sunshiny day. I know we can make it now, the pain be gone. All of the bad feelings will disappear. Here is the rainbow that we create. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Look all around, we make the blue skies. Look straight ahead, we make the blue skies. Oh, I can see clearly now, the rain be gone. I can see all obstacles in our way. Gone be the dark clouds that have us blind. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. We're gonna make a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Oh, we're gonna make a bright, bright, sunshiny day.
Thank you, Christina. So there's, I think I have 3 announcements. One is this afternoon, we have our annual membership meeting at 2 o'clock. If you are a member, you have received, you have received the email with the Zoom coordinates. It is via Zoom this afternoon at 2 o'clock. So be sure and tune in. We want all our members to be there this afternoon. It's very important. And so then on Monday night, I'm going to talk a little bit about this more in my message. Monday night, I was asked to coordinate a vigil for Ukraine from the sister city's perspective. We have a Ukrainian sister city in Brewer, which has been literally destroyed. It's horrible what's happened there. And we have one in Vladivostok, Russia. So both chairs of those committees will be there Monday night at 6, including the Ukrainian or Slavic church that's over at 15th and Sprague. They are coming. They spent yesterday in prayer vigil and fasting for peace in Ukraine. So Stan, who is the chair of the Ukrainian Sister City Committee, will be there, as well as members of that church, which is comprised of both Russians and Ukrainians. So that will be at 6 o'clock at Theophos Park, 505 Dock Street, and it'll be down where the big world globe is at 6 o'clock. And we're praying for it not to rain tomorrow because we want to be dry. Anyway, we're asking that people who plan to attend, you're all invited to attend, that you bring a chair and possibly an umbrella with you to be there in solidarity for peace. So then we have a couple of classes coming up. But before we have the class, we have self-mastery with Bev that starts on the 28th, right? We moved it up on the 28th of March. And we also have meditation and treatment taught by Doug Taylor that will be starting on Monday nights on the 20th of March. So it'll be a Monday night class coming up. You can go to our website. They are on the website and sign up for them. They're both core classes in consciousness in that category of education. So you can sign up. Also, we are having an Irish show, and we want everybody to come. We've got tickets. Did you bring the tickets? Mario brought tickets. So that is March 17th. Terry, Karen Bonsky, myself, and Mario are in the show, as well as Giselle Brock is bringing her dance movement arts group studio. There's 11 dancers that are going to be dancing a four-leaf clover song. It's really the history of the Celtic people. It's not just about St. Patrick's. In fact, there's very little about St. Patrick's in the show. It's all about the profound spiritual history of the Celts over about a 2,000-year period, and some of their customs and beliefs, and as well as songs that depict those eras, including the Irish famine that led to immigration to this country in several waves, and as well as the prejudice between the Protestants and Catholics. It sounds serious, but it really has a lot of very light moments in addition. So we hope you come. It includes an Irish dinner of Irish stew, soda bread, and a wonderful green salad, as well as desserts. And there's going to be an interesting activity with some Irish gifts as well. So anyway, we want you to come. Tickets are $55. That includes the show and dinner and the opportunity to support the church. We're going to use any funds raised to beautify the interior of the church. We have some ideas about interior paint and other things. So if you're interested, talk to Mario after the service and arrange for a ticket. I think some of you already signed an intention to come, so we appreciate that. Our goal is to have 100 people in the house. So thank you very much for your support. And we're going to have a song from Christina now. Keep your head up.
I've been waiting on the sunset, bills on my mindset. Oh, hold up. I got a tickle in my throat. That does not work for singing. All right, let's do this again. Da-da-da-da. ya-da-da-day, da-da-da-day, ya-da-da-day, yeah. Been waiting on the sunset, bills on my mindset. Can't deny they're getting high, higher than my income breadcrumbs. I've been trying to survive. The glow that the sun gets right around sunset helps me to realize that this is just a journey. Drop your worries, you're gonna turn out fine. Oh, you'll turn out fine. Fine. Oh, you'll turn out fine. But you gotta keep your head up. Oh, oh, and you can let your hair down. Yeah, you gotta keep your head up. Oh, oh, and you can let your hair down. Yeah, I know it's hard. To remember sometimes, but you gotta keep your head up. Oh, oh, you can let your hair down. Hey, 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 hey. I got my hands in my pockets, kicking these rocks. It's kinda hard to watch this life go by. I'm buying into skeptics mess with the confidence in my eyes. I'm seeing all the angles start to get tangled. I start to compromise life and my purpose. Is it all worth it? Am I gonna turn out fine? Oh, you'll turn out fine. Fine. Oh, you'll turn out fine. But you gotta keep your head up. Oh, oh, and you can let your hair down. Yeah, you gotta keep your head up. Oh, oh, you can let your hair down. Yeah, I know it's hard. To remember sometimes, but you gotta keep your head up. Oh, oh, and you can let your hair down. Hey, 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 hey. Only rainbows after rain. The sun will always come again. It's a circle, circling around again. It comes around. I say only rainbows after rain. The sun will always come again. It's a circle, circling around again. It comes around, but you gotta keep your head up. Oh, oh, and you can let your hair down. Yeah, you gotta keep your head up. Oh, oh, and you can let your hair down. Yeah, I know it's hard. To remember sometimes, but you gotta keep your head up. Oh, oh, and you can let your hair down. Yeah, keep your head up, and you can let your hair down. Keep your head up, and you can let your hair down. Keep your head up, and you can let your hair down. Keep your head up, and you can let your hair down. Hey, 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 hey.
Thank you, Christina. So I was going to talk about fun, but I got wrapped up in the whole Ukrainian thing. I was checking in every 10 hours, to be on Ukrainian time to find out what was going on. And I heard some very inspiring talks from the current president, Zelensky, as well as former president of Ukraine, Poroshenko, I think is his name. And I heard Poroshenko say, there's something greater than we are, that is more powerful than fear. And we have to find that place and stay there to overcome this situation. And of course, Zelensky has been very inspiring to me in support of a democratic nation. So I thought I would switch my message a little bit today. Next month's theme is play, but I'm going to talk about the ultimate fear buster today. And fear is really the opposite of love. And I had an interesting experience over the weekend. I think it was about Saturday, about 9 o'clock in the morning. someone called and said, would you organize a vigil for Ukraine, for sister cities down at the Peace Park? And I thought, oh no, why me? I don't want to do this. Why don't you turn it over to those Lutherans? I really did this. And then the husband of one of the Lutheran ministers of this church that's down by the water came over to meet with me on a different purpose, and it was actually his idea to have the prayer vigil, but he doesn't know how to do it. He didn't know how to do it. And in fact, he gets very anxious and nervous when asked to organize anything. And so I thought about it, and I said, okay, I'll do it. I'll do it. So he was there, and we got the president of Sister Cities on the phone, Claire Petrich, and Mario came in, and within the course of about 20 minutes, we delegated all the tasks that needed to be done to organize this down at on the Foss at the Peace Park, and including letting the parks know that all these people were going to descend on the parks on Monday night at 6. And I picked up the phone and called Stan Chang, whom Claire hadn't been able to reach, the head of the Sister City Committee for Ukraine. And he answered. And I said, we'd like to do this. Would this be okay? And he said, oh, yeah. And so his task was to notify the Ukrainian church of 2,000 people that this was going to take place on Monday at 6. And then we got out a memo to everybody, including all the elected officials in the city, the mayor, the county executive, and the county council. And now it's just a matter of plugging the sound system in, and Larry volunteered to do that. So, and I called the refugee choir, and she said, we're trying to get people out of Ukraine. There's people in their choir that are working to get people to safety, and they're so concerned. And she said she would let me know if they could come down. But we've got the chair of the Russia Sister City and the Ukrainian Sister City that will be arm in arm together on the stage as we pray for peace in Ukraine. And anyway, it's been a very moving time for me, and very excited. There's still quite a bit to do, but we've started ball rolling, and so I think it's been very inspiring to watch the resistance to fear by the Ukrainian people and the resistance to this horrible invasion. Fear is absolutely the opposite of love, and yet they're identical in a sense that the energy that's used in one is the same energy that's used in the other. And after that, the final energy is the energy of thought. So we're invited to remember that not only are we one with Spirit, but that Spirit is all that we are. Spirit is all that we are. When Bruce Sadler, who's married to the minister of the Lutheran Church, sat down at my breakfast table yesterday, he said that there had been a sermon in his church on turning the other cheek. And he said, that is so hard to do. How do you explain that? How do you explain how you can turn the other cheek to someone who's attacked you? And I said, well, you have to realize that inside everybody is a soul. Even Vladimir Putin has a soul somewhere. And so we have to acknowledge that center of all of us when we're trying to achieve peace. So fear does arise from the false belief in duality. It's a belief in two powers, not just one. And we can release it through the cultivation of faith. And that's what the former president Poroshenko is calling for, faith and rising above fear to support the freedom of that nation, the sovereignty. So it's through fear in two powers that we always victimize ourselves, and we fail to take responsibility that we're the ones in control of our thoughts. And faith and fear are identical in the sense that the energy that's used in one is the same energy that's used in the other, which is the energy of thought and how we shape it and form it. So there's only really two emotions, fear and love. And love is divine, it's the activity of God, and fear is the tool of the ego, founded on the belief that we're separate and separate from each other. So every moment we realize that we are in the midst of fear, we have to struggle to get away from it. We actually don't struggle against it. We have to just declare the truth about the situation, remembering that the truth will set us free. And so we invoke the truth by saying, wherever I am, there is God. Let there be light in me. And at the moment we affirm that truth, then fear vanishes. So love is truly the nature of the universe. I think Brian Swim who wrote The Universe Story, was asked what the greatest challenge of the universe was, in his estimation. He talks about the Andromeda galaxy is in love with our galaxy, and it keeps moving closer and closer together. Of course, it's going to take 1 million years for them to join together. But he was asked, what's the greatest challenge facing us in the cosmos? And he says, there's just so much love. We won't know how to deal with that. So it is the nature of the universe, and it doesn't have any opposites. Its essence is neutrality. And its essential characteristic is it doesn't generate resistance to anything, so it doesn't generate tension. It flows freely, and it's absolute unconditional love, which leaves those who are in it in complete freedom. So love is universal. It's the only energy in which God exists. And it's to know that wherever we are, God is there because God is love. So our thoughts and words have creative energy, and the cause of our feelings and emotions, and they have to be used responsibly. We're beings of love. And we understand our relationship with the whole. Whatever happens is an opportunity for growth, for immense evolution, and a tremendous opportunity to rise above our fears and become empowered. And the cause of these fears is based on not knowing who we really are. Fear is a tool of the ego, the false self. And the one who doesn't love lives in fear. Fear can be an alarm bell for our awakening. So the experience that we have as children can cause insecurities and fears to settle inside us. And the issue is not to feel fear, but to ask, how do I react to fear? What do I do as a consequence to fear? How do I let this emotion invade me? And these thoughts are from the depths of our subconscious mind. And when they reach the conscious mind, they have already taken on so much strength, they drag us along. So to love ourselves, we first have to forgive ourselves and free ourselves from the fear of opening to love. So fear and worry and stress weaken and depress our immune system. And as we develop peace and serenity and security and harmony and balance towards ourselves, we can see and release all the ways in which we may be harming ourselves and others. So it's important that we recognize ourselves as part of this sacred nature, that we spiritualize every space we're in through our belief. And as long as we are looking for love outside, we give power to our fears, because love is our birthright. So fears come from false beliefs, and if we continue to feed them, we give them more power. And love has the power to transform our fears. When we learn to love ourselves and to be gentle with ourselves, to praise ourselves, to be our first love, we begin the transformation process. So if you could see the object of your fear until you really understand it, it would no longer exert any effect on you. You can do this to the degree that you become aware that you're divinely guided and protected. And an understanding of this in a definite way. That's what Ernest Holmes said about it. Fear is the antithesis of faith, and it's the negation of trust. So faith is an attitude of mind that is so convinced of its own idea that it accepts it so completely that any contradiction is impossible, inconceivable. And when we can create this mental attitude, there can be nothing in our subjective mind that contradicts our objective affirmation. So nothing should be feared, only understood. That's what Marie Curie said. Fear is always ready to see things worse than they are. Titus Livy said that. For those who are afraid, all are noises, Sophocles. So there's that story that you're probably all familiar with of the two wolves. An old Cherokee man told his grandson about a battle that happens inside people. And he said, you know, the battle is between two wolves inside all of us. One is evil and angry and envious and jealous and sad, resentful, and has false pride and ego. The other is good. It's joy, peace, love, serenity, benevolence, empathy, truth, compassion, and faith. And so the grandson pondered this for a moment, and then he asked his grandfather, well, which wolf wins? And the old man Cherokee replied, the one you feed. So there's an authentic solution, and it is that when a negative thought arises, two things happen in the physical body. The breathing will lose its natural rhythm, we'll breathe harder, a biochemical reaction will start, which gives rise to a sensation in the physical body. And these are warning signs that something is wrong, and we have to accept the warning to begin to observe our breathing. As we do this, we can see by observing it that there is a negative thought that has been born from a false belief. So the first thing is to observe the object of fear by examining the thought, and that's the basis of living more consciously. We have to talk about what we feel and not keep it as a big secret. To go beyond fear, we have to recognize the fear and talk to it. Hello, fear. I know you're here. You are calling for me to withdraw. You are encouraging me to choose defeat. I will invent 1,000 excuses. I will abandon everything. I know your power. I am the one who created you. I brought you here. You're the size of the food I've given you, and though I'm sure we'll meet again, I made you fear. I possess you. When we realize that we possess fear, we can command it to get out of our way, and tell it, you know, fear, I'm not in the mood to deal with you today, and I'm not going to feed you anymore. Get out. Get out of my way. And this is one way to face fear, because facing it in a friendly way is when we can dissolve it. Long term, what do we do about intense fear, toxic fear that emotionally hijacks us and paralyzes us? In that moment, we have to recognize that the breath or the sensation to lower the volume of our emotion, because fear is felt in the body. And if I turn down the volume of the emotion, I get reason to enter. And that is when I can choose to invoke the truth by saying, wherever I am, there is God. Let there be light in me. And so when we affirm the truth, the fear will vanish. So are you totally satisfied with your life as it is? What is your fear telling you? What do you need to do differently to not feel that fear? Can you consciously choose to live and think differently? Do you feel like you are contributing to a world that works for everyone? So, I want to do a little closing with a prayer that I extracted from another peace vigil. I'll probably use this on Monday night. So pray not for Ukrainians or Russians, for Palestinians or Israelis, but pray rather for ourselves that we might not divide them in our prayers, but keep them both together in our hearts. When faces fight, when races fight, peace is among us. When neighbors argue, peace be among us. When nations disagree, may peace be among us. Where people struggle for justice, let justice prevail. Where we go, let peace be our way. And so together we say, and so it is. God bless you. Thank you.
We switched it up. I'm not doing the song that is in your program. And I found another way to do this. Volume on Terry's microphone. We're just gonna, hold on. I'm using Terry's microphone and my microphone. The road is long, with many a winding turn that leads us to who knows where, when. But I'm strong enough to carry. He ain't heavy, He's my brother. So on we go. His welfare is my concern. No burden is he to bear. We'll get there. For I know that he would not encumber me. No, he ain't heavy. He's my brother. If I'm laden and I'm laden with sadness that everyone's heart isn't filled with the gladness of love for one another. It's a long, long, it's a long, long road from which there is no return. And while we're on our way to there, why not share? In the heavy load, it doesn't weigh me down, no, not at all. No, he ain't heavy. He's my brother. He's my brother. He's my brother. Yes, he is. He's my brother. I'll carry you all the world round. You're my brother. Yes, you are. You're my brother. You're my brother.
So we like to say the blessing that's in our program. Let's say it together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, and so it is. We have Peace by Bienvenido, Yangco, written by Ruth Fazal, arranged by Dimitri Varelas.
Thank you. How beautiful. That place of peace. I know that there is only one, and that is God. That is the divine presence. And so right here and right now, I know that I am one with God. And I declare as this healing prayer, I say I want to be more loving in my heart. I want that love to flow through me to all mankind. I say no to resentment and to ego, or anything that resembles what one may say as evil or fear. And instead, I want the healing balm of God to flow over my body and over my presence so that I can be more loving in my heart. And as I know this truth for myself, I know this healing truth for each person that is within the sound of my voice. I know this truth for the world, that peace and love are the healing balm. And so I say thank you, God. Thank you for being a generous God, a loving God, a precious God. Thank you for my family and friends and so much more. Thank you for CSL Tacoma and Reverend Francis, for the musicians, for the practitioners. Thank you for each person that is here in the sanctuary today as they leave and take love and peace and joy with them. I say thank you for all of this. And so now I release my word into the full activity of love and law, knowing that what I've declared is already done, knowing that my word will not return to me void. I anchor this truth by saying, and so it is.
Yeah, you've got the first verse. All right, this is a Terry original.
Sing along, I think, if you know it. Well, I get up in the morning and I feel free. Yes, I get up in the morning and I feel free. Up in the morning, raise my head, shout hallelujah, roll out of bed. You know I'm up in the morning and I feel free.
Well, I'm on my way now and I feel free. Yes, I'm on my way now and I feel free. On my way, gonna change my life with a higher power and a brighter light. Yeah. On my way now and I feel free. stop now, 'cause I feel free. Said I can't stop now, 'cause I feel free. Let the Spirit carry me, gonna find my potentiality. You know I can't stop now, 'cause I feel free. Oh, power, glory, freedom, feel it. Can't stop now, 'cause I feel free. Got that power, glory, freedom, feel it. Here we go. Power, glory, freedom, feel it. Can't stop now, 'cause I feel free. One more time. Here we go. Power, glory, freedom, feel it. Can't stop now, 'cause I feel free. Oh, praise the Lord now. I feel free. Say, praise the Lord. I feel free. Lord, oh Lord, I'm gonna hold my head up. But God Almighty gonna raise the dead. I'm saying, praise the Lord. Now I feel free. I feel free.
I feel free.
I feel free.
I feel free.
I feel free.
Wow, thank you. Oh, do you feel free? That'll make you jump out of your chair. Thank you all for being here and joining us today. We'll see you next week. And don't forget the annual membership meeting this afternoon at 2. Thank you.